but you've still got 12 minutes. But that's alright, isn't it?
I just need to move this though. But I can't end the stream now, is the problem.
I guess you can mute yourself. Mute yourself.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome. I'm gonna get my little drink here. Okay, so let's give it a go. We are gonna start into child's pose. We're just gonna start. This is an arms and abs Pilates class, and we're gonna start stretching it out into our shoulders. Okay. Walking your hands forward, dropping the forehead to the mat. Excellent. Bending into the elbows, bringing those hands above the head. Inhale and exhale. Holding here for just a moment, feeling that nice stretch into your shoulders. If you can't have your hands above your head, you can walk your hands out in front of you. Holding here and just focusing on your breath. I'm just gonna turn off my emails because I can hear them. Okay, cool. So we're stretching out into our shoulders, bringing those hands behind, stretching into the triceps. Inhale and exhale. Good. And rolling forward. We're going to come into this kind of kneeling position. However, if you want to sit, that's absolutely fine. We're just going to have our hands up, thumbs up. We're going to reach our hands up and lower them down. Inhale up, lower them down. If you have any weights, you can also use this with weights to warm up, but no weights is absolutely fine. We'll go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Relax into the shoulders. Okay. Warming up into our arms and abs. Pretty good. Let's go into a beginner level. So first we're going to start here into this 4-point kneeling. Ribs pulling down, our back is nice and flat. So we're going to start low and build up high. We're going to start by squeezing this right knee into our chest, pressing it back. Now this might feel like, oh, it's coming from my glute. I don't want that to happen. I want your ribs to pull down and press that leg back. And that abs are controlling that leg. Excellent work. Ribs are pulling down and squeezing that belly button to spine. If you're not feeling it in your abs, move a little slower, maybe move in a bit of a smaller range. We'll go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just gently transition. We'll go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now we're just going to add in the second level. Right leg goes back to what we were doing. Our left arm reaches forward and we squeeze them together. You might round your back slightly to do this. That's absolutely fine. Keep on going. If you'd like to put on any Spotify playlist, that's absolutely fine. You can play that right over me. Keep on going. We'll go for 10, 9, squeezing in with your abs, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switching sides. Left leg presses out. Right arm forward. We squeeze. Elbow to knee. We'll go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Dropping down. Good. Okay, a little bit more warmed up into our arms and our abs now. We're going to curl those toes under. We press into our heels, and all we're doing, keeping our back flat, is raising up your knees. So you can see that my shins are parallel to the floor. This is level 1. So what you're going to do is we're only doing this up and down. So you're not holding. Okay. Pressing in, gripping into the ground, curling the toes. We press the knees up and lower down. You can take your time. You can either follow my rhythm. You can go a little bit slower. Excellent work. Keep on going, pressing into the ground, but what is bringing you up is your abs, or you're sucking it up with your abs. We'll go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, child's pose. Ah, well done. Stretch out here. You can even bend to the elbows. Good. Rolling back. We're now going to go into level 2. So you can stay at level 1 if you prefer. However, you can move on to level 2. We're just going to bring the knees up and hold. That's it. Pretty easy. I'm going to look at my timer here. Okay. We'll go in about 4 seconds. And we're going to hold as long as maybe about 30 to 45 seconds. If you need to drop intermittently, totally fine. Okay, let's do this. Shins are still parallel. Focusing on your breath, belly button pulls up. We'll go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, child's pose. Good. I almost find that one harder than what we're going to be doing next, but we'll let you be the judge of that. Excellent. Okay, final set here. This one is called ladder. And so you're going to basically be stepping your feet back and forth. So pressing into the mat, that same thing. We rise up to the knees, step back into a high plank, step in with those knees raised. So join me whenever you're ready. Focusing on the breath. Keep on going. Breathing if you can. We'll go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop those knees. Child's pose. Well done, everybody. And I know some of you are kind of popping in a little bit intermittently, so if you want to roll backwards, then that's fine. Okay. Oh my gosh, I feel a little warm. That's fine. Let's go to the next thing. So arms and abs, we're going to roll back forward. We're going to bring our knees behind our hips now. And so we're going to bring our hips kind of forward like we're in this knees down push-up. However, we're going to elbows in, lower down to our chest as slow as we can. Inhale, raising the chest. Drop the chest. Press back into this push-up, or you can press back into a child's pose. So this is what it looks like fully. Lower down. Inhale. Press back into either a cobra or back up. Let's just do a couple of these. Arching out lower back. To make this harder, you can have the knees up. Lower down. Cobra. Press back up. And there is no amount that you should be doing. You can do as many or as little as you want. We can change it up as well. If you can't push back up with your knees up, you can press your knees down and do that. Good. We'll go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, child's pose. Whew. Well done. Oh, man. I feel that one. Okay. Let's roll back forward. And we're going to come into, what do we want to do next? We're going to come into a seated position behind us. Okay, so going back into a little bit more abs. Think we'll do that, give our arms a little bit of a break. So reaching here, I want you to sit up as high as you can. So what I don't want is kind of this posterior tilt. We're just kind of like sitting like this. Sit it up as high as you can. Now you might hold here. You can feel your abs activating here. However, you might not. So if this is pretty easy, no problems, we'll raise this right leg. You can feel yourself almost like whoop, coming backwards. Pull yourself up. Keep that leg up with the abs close. That thigh is close to the chest. If this is not enough for you, we raise this up. Hold. And if you want to make it harder, you can straighten the legs a little bit farther out. We'll go for 5. And 1, hug these knees down. Okay. Just rock the knees left and right before we go into some more abs. Palms are toward the sky. Right knee is above right hip. Shin is parallel to the mat. Starting easy, dropping this right foot, picking up the left. Dropping the right foot, picking up the left. Now this sounds easy, and if this is your first time doing it, it might be easy. What I want you to focus on is feeling the abs do this. So finding that pelvic neutral, so not super arched, not super flattened. Good. Keep on going. I'm just gonna get a drink of my Pepsi Max Lime, which is incredible, and everyone should get it at the end. Okay, got a very dry throat today. So to make this harder, we switch our leg in the middle, in midair essentially. You'll notice, wow, this is harder. If this is making you arch your back and you feel your back doing it and not your abs, I want you to go back to level 1. To make this section harder, drop that heel a little farther away. What I don't want you to do is bring this knee to the chest, because that's not very hard on your abs at all. And you can kind of play around and see what I mean. Good. We'll go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold both knees above hips. Shins parallel, reaching those hands up. We're going to reach the shoulders up and then flatten them into the ground. Reach and flatten. Reach and flatten. So as you're lifting those scapula and then you're flattening them directly into the ground. No arching to the back here. We'll go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug those knees in. Good. Okay. Dropping both feet. We're going to go into some ab curls. So chin to chest, hands on the thighs. We roll up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, lower down. We'll go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold at the top, pulse. Reaching past your knees. We'll go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug into this right knee. Left leg goes straight. And we switch and switch. Feeling this in your abs and obliques as we switch sides. Keep that control. If you need to drop one foot, that's also a regress level. We'll go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Whew. Well done. Hugging those knees, rolling up. What time is it? Perfect. Get another drink of my drink. Okay. So, fingers are going to be forward. Feet are going to be just planted, bending into the knees. We're going to raise up our hips. Exhale, bend into the elbows, lower the bum. If you have a chair or a bed next to you, you can always do your hands on your bed. That will make it a little harder because it's making the range a little bigger. But lower down, back up. Don't push with those feet as much as you can help it. Keep that control. To make it harder, you can kind of put one foot up so it kind of takes away that unconscious pressing. We'll go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop down. Give those arms a shake. We're going to do that again. Good. So this is going into your triceps. About 10 seconds and we're doing it again. Okay. Raising that bum, you can either have one foot up or doesn't really matter which, or keep both feet down. Let's bend into those elbows, fingertips toward the front of the mat. Good. Keep on going. Maybe you can quicken the pace. Go for 5, 4, oh my God, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, hug those knees. We're going to roll forward. Coming back into this 4-point kneeling, but we're going to go initially right into something in Pilates that's called a downward stretch. So this is the exact same thing in yoga if you do downward facing dog. In Pilates, it's called a downward stretch. Now, the position is going to be bending into the elbows, dropping our forehead towards the mat. And this is going to work into our deltoids. Then we're going to hold into a downward dog and go into more of an ab focused position. So first we're going to start there. Normal downward facing dog, Drop the forehead, elbows go out to the side. And you should feel this into the top of the shoulders. Good. Focus on that breath. It doesn't matter your reps. What I want is a nice deep lower down and press back up. Keep on going if you can. Bend into those knees to keep that hips high. We'll go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop to the knees, child's pose. Well done. My arms are definitely probably the weakest part of my yoga practice, but also just general practice of fitness. So always good that I do that, especially now that I've stopped doing as many handstands. They're definitely not as strong. So, okay, next one for downward facing dog is, again, I lied. We're going one more into the arms. Let me just check. Yes, okay, we've got 12 minutes. So one more into the arms, one more into the abs, and then we're going to do a little bit of a shoulder chest opener, a couple of stretches into our chest and also into the front of our body, so through the abs, especially if we're kind of sitting all day long. Okay, so downward facing dog, and all we're doing, our arms are straight, you're going to bend and drop to your elbows. So what that looks like is downward dog. One elbow, one elbow, one elbow back up. However, if you want to be incredible, you can drop both arms, press back up. Control it down, press back up. Down, press back up. Harder than it seems. So if this is too hard, one elbow, one elbow, one elbow, one elbow. What I don't want is kind of like a thud down like that. Actually, I felt that right through my back. That's not what I want because that is going to irritate the whole shoulder and back of you. So keep that control. That's what I want. Ooh, I felt that even on my example. Okay. We'll go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Child's pose. Whew. Well done. Put those hands together behind the head, stretching into the triceps. Okay. Again, I'm going to explain this next one because it sometimes may be a little bit hard to see. Excuse me. So what we're going to be doing, opposite arm, opposite leg, like we did in the beginning, but we kind of built up to it a little bit. I know this is only a 30-minute quick class, but we built up to it. So opposite arm, opposite leg, but in a downward dog. So what I would suggest is taking the leg first, then slowly going into the fingertips, then trying to reach that hand behind you. So what that looks like, right leg, not too high, just normal height. Take fingertips, press behind, and we'll just try to holding in this downward facing dog. Now, if you're kind of dropping, then that's fine. Always just try to come back to it. One side will be much harder. Exhale, drop this right foot, left foot presses behind you, and we twist. Or switch and twist, I guess. Good. Ribs pull down, squeezing belly button to spine. It's our abs that control this movement. We'll go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Child's pose. Well done. Okay. Let's go into some stretching here. So this is, Pilates is different than yoga as things are really kind of one after another. There's not so much a flow, which some people really like, some people really don't like. So if you're wondering, or if you're kind of new to maybe a movement, that's the reason essentially. Okay, let's have a seat. Anywhere comfortable. We're going to first stretch into our shoulders, stretch into the shoulder complex and the whole upper body. So first, let's kind of roll our shoulders. You can go one at a time, left to right. Just start to roll them. Okay. Good. Even just that, I can feel that I've done a little bit of work. Like I said, my shoulders are definitely, and my kind of arms in general, the weakest part of me. Step 1 is being aware. Okay. Left hand down, we just reach up through this side body here. So going through a little bit of the lats, the serratus anterior, all part of the shoulder, and drop down, switching sides. Going side to side for me. And switching one more time. Good. Okay, seated cat-cow. We're going to really focus on opening through the chest here. So you can put your hands on your thighs or your knees, round and open, bringing that chest through. Shoulders back and down, arching through this lower back, and round. So a seated cat-cow. Like a nice stretch through the tummy and the chest. Not through the lower back so much. So I want you to feel like there's a string on your chest so much and it's reaching toward the sky. Really, really good. Okay. Excuse me. Inhale, reaching our hands in front of us. So we're almost like in that prayer position. But what we're going to try to do is press into our elbows together. So you'll feel a stretch through your back, but also you should feel it a little bit through the shoulders. And what I want you to do is just raise up your hands as high as you feel comfortable and feel that nice stretch, but also a little bit of activation. You can arch through the lower back if you need to slightly. And relax. Good. Okay. Let's go into, perfect, our chest openers a little bit more intensely. So we're going to go into our stomach now. Now, if this is too intense for everybody, you can stick to just repeating that kind of seated flow that we just did. But let's go into our stomachs. Hands are going to go underneath our shoulders, squeezing into our bum and our feet. We're just going to reach our chest forward as it feels like we're pulling our hands back. So this should not come from your lower back. It should come from your chest and your abs. And that is where you should feel the stretch. So you might be here, you might be here, or maybe even further. But what I don't want is at that lower back. I want you to feel like that chest is pulling through. So I feel that probably about here. Good. Exhale, lower. Bringing our hands side to side, so it's like we're kind of making tense with our hands. We're going to go left and right, maybe up and down, but really opening into the shoulder joint now. Making it a bit creative. Good. On your next exhale, bending into this right foot. If you can grab it with your right hand, bending into the left. Now you might just stay here, and this might be such a big shoulder stretch for you. However, if you'd like to kick with your feet, open through that chest, stretch into the shoulders. Now we're not going to try to go huge on this because what we don't want is it to be for the lower back today. We can modify the pose to become for that, but I just want you to kind of open up through the chest and the shoulders. Squeezing into those inner thighs, kicking into the hands. We'll go for 2. And 1, dropping one foot, dropping the other, bringing both hands underneath your forehead, and relaxing down. Excellent. And to end this class where we started, putting our hands underneath your shoulders, pressing back into a child's pose. And to make this a little bit of a deeper stretch, you can go onto your fingertips, try to drop your chest all the way down to the mat. You can look forward if you'd like, or you can keep your forehead down. Focusing on your stretch here, we're going to hold this for about 30 seconds. Inhaling and exhaling. If you'd like the deeper stretch, or if this just feels really good for you, so the hands behind the head, you can absolutely go into that. Closing your eyes. Inhale and exhale. Excellent. About 15 more seconds. And release. Excellent. Okay, we'll end class there. Thank you so much for joining me. I know it was a quick class and we only just did a couple of things. And I always think sometimes that Pilates feels so choppy, especially if I've been recently doing a lot of yoga. But that is how it is, so that's fine. And some days that's just exactly what you want, isn't it? So that's what we've done. I definitely actually am feeling it in loads of my upper arms, so I hope you are too. I hope you join again. I think the next class, let me just take a look before everyone leaves. I believe it's the 27th. Yes, I believe the next class will be the 27th of October, Wednesday, 6:30. That's going to be a power yoga class. So a yoga class, powerful again, and yeah, we'll get a bit of a sweat on, and that will be full body power yoga. So let's do it, all levels, so don't worry about that. Okay, I'll see you there. Have a good night. Bye.